All right, thank you, Mataji. Okay, we'll just do quickly a kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Everyone, Nama Om
Vishnu
Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste.
Carry on. Oh, someone was singing. Carry on, please. Namaste.
Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Asuryadi
Repeat,
Satarine
please.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa
Namaste.
Samyavadi Acharyadi Satarine
Sri
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Nityananda Shri
Advaita
Advaita Shivasadi
Advaita
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadara
Gadadara
Shiva
Shiva
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare
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 One more
Hare,
time, last time. Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yay! Thank you. That was icing as a cherry on top. Okay. Thank you, Tamari Mataji, for your son's entry.
Yeah, he wanted to do it. Say, come, come,
That's
come.
nice. That's nice. She's the rose among the thorns. Okay, thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna. Finally, nice to breathe again to see all of you. Okay, Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vikna Vinashana Shrimha Swamin Iti Namini Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so this is invocation mantra and prayers to the spiritual teachers. So when I'm chanting, of course earlier we already sang, but when I'm chanting, you can also chant at your side. Okay. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Speak your mind. We are here to speak our mind. What do you do or where do you go when life becomes stressful and monotonous? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? Anybody prepared? Or suddenly you know what to do? Matajis? Anyone? I'm sure you all have something to do. Don't say no judge. Nobody
Okay.
will judge anybody.
Okay, no judging, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So life becomes stressful. I call up my friend,
Hmm.
especially one particular friend.
Hmm.
So then we go for, it depends lah. We go from cake or coffee. So
Hmm.
usually we'll end up in secret recipe, that is.
Okay, so you go to sick cafes with your friends to share.
Yeah. Then of course lah,
Good.
talk about grandmother story, everything.
Yeah, we all have that.
Yeah, then then when I come back, I feel slightly better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
monotonous.
out your feelings, right?
Yeah, monotonous. Yeah, it happened before, but just because every day is the same, I got myself into something that sometimes I feel, why in the hell did I do this?
It becomes a routine, is it, Mataji? Is that what you mean?
No, from there to escape from there,
Ah,
I go and venture into something else.
ah.
The
Oh, and then you
routine.
regret, is it?
I'll be like, oh my god, there's a lot of work.
Yeah, we wanted to be adventurous, right? Then we
Yeah,
thought, why do we leave our comfort zone? Something like that, is it?
yeah, and then of course all that. Then of course I will have conversation with God and say, what the hell happening? So that's a normal complaint.
Normal dialogue with God.
Yeah, normal dialogue. The complaining dialogue.
It's actually monologue lah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Good, thank you.
yeah. I think that's about it lah. Then of course it's a routine again. Become better and then go back to square one again. Yeah,
Yeah, I understand, Mataji. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prema Mataji, please share.
Yes. When I'm stressful, normally I do cry. Cry means
Okay.
I don't cry in front of anybody. I'll just do it on my own. And it's not like crying like a baby, like it's just like silent tears.
Silent weeping. Okay.
Yes. Then after that, I'll just feel a bit more better. And then I try to calm myself down, like just do other things, don't think about whatever that is stressing me up at the moment. And I'll try to deviate the thought, and later on I'll feel better again. Then I'll just tell myself some motivational words or whatever. Then I say, okay, go on. That's what I do. But nowadays I notice the tears have reduced, Mataji. Honestly speaking, I wanted to share this with you. But since today our day is here, right?
Yes,
Ever
yes.
since after level 2, I've been chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for 4 rounds.
Yeah, you told me.
I tell you, the feeling is so different.
That's
No more crying business.
You only
Like
cry for
you,
Krishna. Okay, the
yeah,
crying
it's
has
sort of
diverted.
like
The
you
crying is
know
there, but we have diverted the crying.
correct. You just know how to handle the feeling. You it feels like it's not important. Don't worry, it's nothing, you know?
It's so
Kind of
true,
thing.
Mataji. It's so
It's
true.
amazing. It's amazing. It's not
Yeah.
only that, I'm a very hot-tempered person. Yes. And over the years, after being a mom for three, it has reduced so much. But even then, after driving, so many hours on the road, meeting my
Oh,
customers,
definitely.
working under the sun, rain, you're so stressed. When you come back home, some things happens, right?
Hmm.
That's when my blood start boiling.
That's it, lah. All hells break loose, lah.
But now after chanting, it makes me to think.
Hmm.
It really makes me to think. It makes me to think like, okay, wait, hold on. They're trying to tell you something.
Hmm.
Listen first. Okay,
Hmm.
then you see how you want to react. So I'm much more calmer now.
Hmm.
It's really a big, big help, I tell you.
It's
So
also,
I'm
Mataji, probably without you realizing all your level 1 and level 2 classes, certain things we repeat again and again. So all
Mhm.
this, Mataji, subconsciously will have some good
It
influence.
does. It does. Definitely it does. The magic
If
is
for
there.
me as well, for me also, for my personal experience also. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
all,
think
Amartaji.
yeah, thank you so much,
Thank
Mataji.
you. Thank you for
As you
listening.
were saying just now, right, with your
Mm-hmm.
chanting that you have managed to overcome your, I think I would call it emotional
Mm-hmm.
instability. Is
Mm-hmm.
it like turbulence, right? Actually, recently I mean, I've read this before when we do a lot of chanting and this kind of spiritual, hearing spiritual
Mm-hmm.
knowledge and talks, right? It actually has good influence on the front part of the brain, the front, call
Ah,
it frontal cortex. So
right.
and the research show that the brain of those people in the spiritual line, their frontal cortex, I think our doctors
Mm-hmm.
are not here, so I hope I'm telling the right term. The frontal cortex is bigger,
Right.
and this part plays a very big role in emotional stability.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so that's why this chanting and the sadhana is interrelated very closely to emotional stability. So yeah, it's
Mm.
good, Mataji, you brought that up. Okay,
Great,
I can't
great.
see who raised hand. Okay, Kajai Mataji. Okay.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hare Krishna Matajis.
Hare Krishna.
So I actually have to. So every time I'm stressful and when life becomes, okay, my life is not monotonous. I have to say that.
Mm,
My life is never the same every day because of my job. So what I do is, the first thing I do is I have a journal. I write. That's
mm,
the best way I express myself. So I have a journal that every time when I'm stressed, sad, whatever the emotions that I'm going through, that's where I pen most of my emotions and my feelings. That's where I release them. And
mm,
number two, I like to travel by myself. I take a lot of solo travels. So I plan for a solo travel every time I'm stressful so that I have something to look forward to. So every
mm,
time I'm stressed, I tell myself, hey, Kaja, it's okay, the vacation's coming. So right now I'm looking forward for a vacation in Langkawi end of the year. So
mm.
that's how I manage it.
Nice,
And
nice.
my favorite destination is India.
Okay, how often do you go, Mataji, to vent out or to feel relaxed?
India every year, except
Mm,
last year, unfortunately.
yeah.
But every 3 months, I take a vacation. If it's not local, it's international.
Right. So you
Myself say.
travel, you write down, right? So
Mm,
you do these two things, right? Okay, that's
mm.
nice, nice. Saras Mataji, thank you, Kajai Mataji. Saras Mataji, I saw your
Hare
hand.
Krishna Mataji and everyone. Yes, I echo what Prema Mataji has mentioned. For
Mm,
me, I go to Krishna, and also I feel that he's the only very trustworthy person because he doesn't judge us and he doesn't say anything wrong about our stressful life or whatever problem that we encounter. And he's a person that we can trust because even friends, sometimes, friends at certain point, they will backstab you, and there will be
mm,
some time that people will, they will quote you for any reasons because, not everybody are the same
mm,
throughout the relationship forever. I realize that because sometimes our success can be something that they envy as well.
mm,
Of course, some people, they are very happy for us, but sometimes it is not. And because of that, I feel only God is, Krishna is there for me and chanting. I tell you, Mataji, there's so many beautiful things have happened in my life. Sometimes something that I didn't even expect, and it happens, like even during the Deepavali, I had this Deepavali Damodara prayers in my house. So much of I can feel the vibration and so much joy. So I will always go back to Krishna, and chanting has really calmed me down in many ways, and to tackle many problems in life. And I always have this thought, because of the chanting, I feel that every problem that I encounter, there's always a solution. So I'm not stressful about that. Actually, I'm not stressful like before. Before, I mean, 15 years back or 10 years back. Now I always feel that, oh, it happens for a reason, and there will be another thing coming up, and there must be a reason why this thing happened. So I'm very cool to tackle many problems in life in this way, Mataji.
Very nice, Mataji. Very touching and so true. It's we learned last week. You were here, right, Mataji? Last week we learned about a real problem and relative problem. So there are some problems you cannot avoid. So rather than sitting and whining about it, we need to manage it. Or like Prema Mataji say, oh, okay, never mind. So what? I'm gonna keep doing my chanting. So what? It's gonna be there. So this is the mindset that even I have actually developed over the time when we go through the Gita again and again and again. I'm teaching like level 1 twice, level 2 twice, now level 3. So I'm doing that again and again. I feel like, am I living up to that, the words that I'm actually speaking? So it's my self reflections also. So I feel like the problems are always there, but the way I look at it has changed. The way I react to it and I respond to it has changed. So it is not perfection, but it's definitely there's a progress. So that's how I see, and I'm so thankful that even hearing from you all also is very inspiring, right? So thank you so much for everybody.
Thank you, Mataji. Very
Oh,
true.
thank you, Mataji. Yes. Okay, so we move on. All right, so basically there are other ways. Of course, when I'm stressed, like let me share, if I'm stressed, of course, spiritually, if really I cannot handle it, definitely I go to Guru Maharaj, because I don't see Krishna face to face, but I can contact my Guru Maharaj. So he's the closest I can get. Otherwise, like some Mataji say, Tamari Mataji, call up a friend, right? We call up a friend, whoever available, that we just speak out. Sometimes certain things you can't speak out, so just only have yourself to weep. So I do that also, like Prema Mataji, weep alone. And then, but then,
Mataji,
yes.
Mataji, to all the Matajis,
Mm.
try talking to Prabhupada.
Yeah, you can do that too.
You he
Mm,
helps you in many ways as well.
actually, yes, the way to directly associate with Prabhupada is reading the word that has given in the books, because we cannot directly associate with Prabhupada. All right, so we do have some friends. Sometimes we go shopping, sometimes people eat. But then what happens if you overeat? Then it's going to land us in other problem. Okay, and then like Saras Mataji says, some people, they are not happy with our progress. So and this causes us not to share a lot of things to people. So it's really not nice, you see. Yeah, so otherwise people go for a walk. I mean, if they have been caught up in a stressful situation, they go out for a walk. Like for myself, every year I would like to go to the Dham. So it's like a rejuvenation. I like to go to Mayapur or Puri. So Vrindavan has been few years already, but I visited Mayapur more often compared to the other vacation spots. So I only Puri I've been few times. So that's this. And eventually, I mean, for devotees, they will say surrender to Krishna. That is the best thing, because he's our best friend, he's our best well-wisher. Okay, nobody else. Other people come and go. Okay, so yeah, and then it is a fact that human life is repetitive. Wake up, go to work, come back, sleep, repeat. So we are on this road. Okay, and then in that process we get stressed, and then we try to recharge the vicious cycle of life. We think we want to make changes, so we caught up in that cycle like a hamster, run like that. Okay, so this week we will understand the nature of this material world. So we already see why we are suffering in the last week, and then we are in this material world. So we'll actually see what is this material world and how to get a permanent solution for our problems. So I don't think I will have a lot of things to repeat in this week, because in my previous additional classes and previous classes, I always have inserted extra information. So I think all of you, I am pretty confident that all of you have a good grasp about this material. Okay, I will tell you why. So my strategy has actually changed from what I have shared in the WhatsApp group earlier. Earlier, I said we will look into material world, and week 6 I will run through, but actually I'm going to run through week 5, and week 6 I'm going to go pretty detailed. Okay, week 6 mostly we're going to repeat verses from Bhagavad Gita, but it's going to be thematic. So that's why I thought I should spend more time on that. Okay, for those who have come last week, I have questions for you. Okay, last week we had this topic. Can anybody recall what we learned? First thing in this topic, why am I suffering? Hare Krishna, Amrita Mataji. Or is that Padmini Prabhu spying on us? Okay.
Hi, Krishna Mataji.
I thought admin is here to spy my group.
No.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, anybody remember? There are, due to our karma, but what we learned, technical terms that we learned last week. The clue is there are 3 types of miseries. If you don't remember the Sanskrit word, just tell me in English, basically what you remember.
Our
Yes,
own
ma'am.
mind,
Yes, correct.
body.
Adhyatmika, caused by own mind and body. Next, miseries caused
by other living entities,
very good. Third one,
and by nature.
yes, correct. And then we went into identifying what kind of problems that we face. So there were 2 kind of problems. One that everybody will face no matter what. Another one you might face, I might not face. Can somebody give me that, categorize that? Actually, I touched on this when I was commenting when somebody shared earlier. There are 2 types.
Real problem
And
Relative problem.
relative.
okay, so which one is applicable for everyone? Real problem. How many problems are there?
4.
Yes, can somebody list out for me?
The old age, sickness, what is that? Birth and death, and then what is
You have already told all. Okay, correct. 3 types of miseries caused by own mind and body, other living entities, nature. Problems, there are 2 real problems: birth, death, old age, disease, and relative problem. Relative problem is manageable. Okay. Humans can understand this. Animals cannot, because humans ask questions, right? And then when they ask questions, it's because they want to find a solution for it. And then we saw the comparison of happiness in material world and in spiritual world. In material world, the happiness is temporary. Okay, in spiritual world is eternal. So, first, what do we want in this material life? What do we want? Can just brainstorm together. What do you want?
Happiness.
Wow, Mataji, you're on dot. Okay, what else? To find happiness, what do we want to acquire?
Money.
Yes, some more. Some more.
Health, Mataji.
Health, yeah. Wealth and health.
Yeah.
Okay, name and fame. Okay, and then we come health. Here comes health. What else? How about these leaders, politicians? What is happiness for them?
Power.
Power, yeah.
Okay, some more.
Status.
Okay, who gives the status? I mean, how they get the status? How is their strength measured? Followers. They want followers. All right, some for them happiness is having a house, vehicle, and some want happy family. Okay, so the common trait in all of this is this happiness. Okay, everybody wants to acquire this because ultimately they want happiness. Yeah, okay. So, and people say life is like an ice cream, enjoy it before it melts. So they want everything, rush, come, enjoy everything. Okay, so they want this. So everybody's ultimate need is happiness. Okay. So if you remember that we did identify the happiness is material world is temporary. Okay, that is why we are happy sometime, but we are not happy all the time. Okay, for a moment we are happy, and then the happiness can land us in distress, or the happiness and distress, they are like two seasons, winter and summer seasons. One goes, one comes, one goes, one comes. Okay. Okay, so there is nice example about how to symbolize happiness in the material world. Can you see this guy? What's happening to him? What's happening to him? Why we are using this example?
He's going deeper into something.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
He doesn't look very
Something
happy
shiny.
though.
Yeah.
Of course. Nobody, Mataji, nobody will be happy you're being dunked.
Drown. Somebody is trying to make him drown.
Yeah.
I think you went through this last class. You're saying the minute he comes out, he can breathe, so that's happiness for him.
Yeah, for this guy, the happiness is that 1 second or one
Right.
fraction of a second that he comes out to, and then he goes back down again, right? So this is the happiness. So that's why I want to rush through this because a lot of it we covered last week. Okay, so why we are going through this? Because we are at the wrong place, and then we putting our energy into wrong use at the wrong time. So you see this guy here, he's supposed to be pulling the door, but he's trying to push. I worked so hard and I couldn't open the door. What is my fault? Yeah, I didn't read the instructions, so like that.
I'm sure we all have done this at some point.
Oh yeah, I've even banged my head.
Even until now, the same mistake happens.
I know, why do we do that? Oh my god, we're so ignorant of the notice there. Okay, so the notice on the material world, that the material world is filled with suffering, and then we try to look for happiness. Okay, so yeah, happiness in the material is like this, and that is in Bengali they call it this habu dubu, because when he comes out, it seems he say and then when he goes in, it's a dubu like that. So this is a sound lah for that. And then we compare happiness in the spiritual world. Okay, in spiritual world, okay, here when you're happy when there is absence of sadness, okay, it's very relative, but here in spiritual world it's absolute, everything is happy. There is no reason or no such thing as suffering in spiritual world. Vaikunta means place free of stress, free of anxiety. Okay, this was from week 4 also. We are here, we are not feeling comfortable here, just like when they put fish out of the water, what the fish will feel. This is not the habitat. So it will struggle to go back into the water. It will never be comfortable. So that's why we have come from the spiritual world. We are never comfortable in this material world. This is not our natural habitat. Okay. So we also did this. Material world is dukkhalayam, ashashvatam. Dukkhalayam, dukkha means sadness, alayam means place. So this is place of miseries. This verse is also from last week. Okay, can somebody tell me what is about the Himalaya? Remember, there's one picture Himalaya last week. What did it signify last week? When we go to Himalaya, do we look for snow? Dukkhalaya, Himalaya. What is the similarity there? Anybody can remember this from last week? Himalaya, Hima means snow. That place is already full of snow. You don't have to have put separate effort to look for snow. It's already there. So similarly, material world is like that. Dukkhala, you don't have to look for suffering. It's already there. Okay. Okay, so this is new. Not new. We have already covered all these slokas in level 1 or level 2. Okay, then Krishna says, in spiritual world, okay, there is another unmanifest nature, which is another which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. Okay, this is the characteristic of the spiritual world that Krishna is giving. Is eternal, it's transcendental. Transcendental means beyond these material qualities. Okay, and is supreme, is never annihilated. It never gets destroyed. When the world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So, you know, after the certain number of cycle of the kalpa, one kalpa is 4 yuga, right? Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. So there will be few rounds. After the few rounds, the I think every Chatur Yuga there will be annihilation. Okay, and then the creation will start again. All right, but this spiritual world will not go into annihilation process. Okay, so this is what Krishna is saying. When all this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So that is why it is eternal. Okay. Okay, so the material world is like, it's a reflection from the spiritual world. It may appear beautiful, but it is not real. Okay. All right, so let's see whether the scientists can actually calculate, whether they can measure this planets, this cosmic, the entire creation. Can they actually measure the length and the breadth of all the planets? Okay, so generally what we are trying to do is we are using our general knowledge to conceive this material world. It could be like this, it could be like that. Okay, like 100 years ago, whatever the scientists have concluded about the cosmics and the planetary system may have differed now. Okay, why they are doing that is because whatever tools they had at that point of time, that much only they can infer from how they perceive things. Remember, they use the pratyaksha. Okay, so they make inference based on whatever info that they have. Okay, they will, you know, put using some sort of methodology. Okay, and things is always changing. Okay, as days progress, the scientists will develop more or more sophisticated mechanism, and then that's how they will reach a better accuracy of the information about the planets. Okay, so those days we never had mobile phone. All right, and then we had mobile phone, and then we had phone without smart, you know, all this networking. We didn't have smartphone. Now we have smartphone. So they are actually progressing with whatever information they can get at that point of time. Okay, so basically what they're doing is they are taking the materials from the material world that is given by the Supreme Lord, and then they are creating all these things. Okay, so there's always a plus minus of accuracy because they are using whatever is available at the point of time as according to the improvement in their level of consciousness. So that is how they are making progress and making better arrangement to overcome these relative problems here. Okay, they are trying to solve the real problems. Also, they are not able to, and they will never be able to. Okay, they can buy time only, but not absolutely. They can't stop it. And then there's sometime back they were saying that Mars is not fit for living, and then later on they said they have discovered water on Mars, and then if there is water on the planet, that means there is indication of living entities there. So they changed their conclusion about planets. It's always changing. So we can see that even this material, we are here, you know, we're trying to lord over the material nature. We cannot even know the everything, comprehensive knowledge we don't have about this material world. So how do we know what is beyond it, right? Why we cannot know? Why is very difficult for us to conceive what is beyond this material world? Okay, let's make a comparison between prison compared to our country. Okay, do you have any idea what is the size of our prison in our country? Like, you can tell, is it 1/4, a quarter, or a half, or 3/4, like that? What do you think? If you are about to choose, A is quarter, 2 is half, 3 is 3/4, like that.
Maybe
A,
it's
B,
a
C.
half. Yeah, half.
Half of the world is made of prison, Mataji. Half of our country is made of prisons. Is it like that? That's actually, that's what I'm asking. Okay, we have Malaysia, right? So can you gauge this prison is comprised of how much of our country?
This
1
prison, you're
quarter,
talking about the
Mataji.
actual prison, Mataji.
Yeah, the actual prison. Penjara,
Okay,
penjara.
yeah, maybe
Oh.
quarter.
Yeah, so that's more of a sensible number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see here, material world is actually quarter of the entire creation. Okay, so for example, we have whole country. So let's take the whole country is 100%. And then we have people who are doing criminal activities, and then we capture them, and then we put them in the prison. Now, we belong in the spiritual world. We are coming from the spiritual world. So when we become disobedient or become rebel, okay, and we will be put into material world, okay. Right, so therefore the material world is just a small part of the entire creation. And if you come out of this prison, there is another 3/4 of portion of the of the entire creation waiting for us. So for how long we want to be confined in this material world, in this small prison? So we think that the earth is so big, this prison of in our country is so small, but everybody is dying to come out from that prison, to go back to the country, the outside. So like that, in a bigger scale, we want to get out of this material world and we want to go back to spiritual world. So if we can, this is a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. CC means Chaitanya Charitamrita. The spiritual world is considered to be 3/4 of the energy and opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas this material world is only 1/4 of that energy. That is our understanding. So material world is 1/4, spiritual world is 3/4, okay, of overall creation. Okay, so if you want to see who is the source of all this both material and spiritual world is coming from one source. Okay, there are no different sources. So in this one, Krishna declares in 10.8, I am the source of all spiritual and material world. So you see how it's bringing us. Okay, we are suffering. We are suffering because that is the nature of this material world. Okay, if the material is full of suffering, then where do we go? If the prison is full of suffering, where do you go? Okay, you have to go back to the spiritual world, the bigger part of the creation. And Krishna says, everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotion service and worship me with all their heart. Chatusloki means the important 4 slokas in Bhagavad Gita, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So this is the first one. Okay, this is the essence. Bhagavad Gita is already the essence of all the Vedas, and these 4 are the essence of this Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so try to read 10.8, 10.9, 10.10 and 10.11. Okay, and here this is where Krishna says, I am the source of both the spiritual and material world. Okay, how does it do? If you remember the 6 categories of avatar special class that I give, I hope you all remember the 3 Purusha avatar. Can anybody tell me? I know the pronunciation can be very hard, but just try to tell me. What are these? How Krishna does the creation? He reincarnated as 3 avatars. It's called Purusha avatars. Can this picture give you a clue? Can you see some universes coming out from his body? Who is this personality? What avatar is this? Matajis, we have done this class and I have repeated this information every time. Can somebody tell me? I just want to know, where is your understanding, so I know where is it lacking, or is there a confusion? Prema Mataji, would you like to try?
Is it Mahavishnu? This one avatar is already written on top, right, Mataji? Kara.
Yes,
no,
yes. But you can just tell me, what does this avatar does? What does this avatar do in the topic of creation? What's his role?
What's his role?
Okay, he's
But
lying
yeah,
down there. Lots of bubbles coming out from his body. So what
he's
are these
creating.
bubbles?
We are creating the planets.
He's creating the planets. Okay, good
Yeah.
try. Good try. Anybody else?
This one where Brahma create Brahma, then
Not
create
yet. Not yet,
creation. Is it?
Mataji.
No,
Bulum
no.
bulum. This is the first one.
Creation of the universe. Is it?
Okay, so what does it mean by creation of universe? What does he do? Okay, Mahavishnu, yes. This is not Mahavishnu yet. When Krishna wants to create, he expands to this Vishnu.
Mataji, is it his, what is that? Is what he created this universe through is perspired? Is it? Is
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly.
That is also Garbhodaka. Okay, interesting.
Garbhodaka
Tell
Kashai.
me. Garbhodaka comes number 2. This is number
Garbhoda, yeah.
Yashoda Mai Mataji, would you like to try?
Shiroda
Ashiroda is number 3.
Kashai. Number 3. Okay.
This is number 1. So Karana, how do you translate that to English?
Takai sai.
Karana
Where
means
is
what's
where is Karana the Kashai Vishnu lying? Lying on. What's his place?
Milk ocean.
What ocean, Mataji?
Milk ocean.
Milk? No.
Huh?
No, not milk. Karana. Can somebody translate Karana to English? What is Karana?
Is it
Sebab.
cosmic ocean?
That is a specific term for that.
Mahavishnu.
Okay, where is he lying on? First, the Lord expands as this Karanadakasai Vishnu, and he is lying on or in what ocean?
Yoga Nitram.
Cosmal ocean.
Who is that? Thank you. Who is it? Indra Mataji. Causal ocean. Yes, Karana means cause. So he's lying on Karana ocean or causal ocean. Okay. When he lies down there, what does he do? What's coming out from his body?
Universes.
Correct. So all these little eggs are universes. So that is Karanadakasai Vishnu. And then we go to number 2.
Garbhodaka.
Yeah. So here Krishna appears as Karanadakasai Vishnu, and then his role is to bring out the universes from his body. As he produces these universes, Krishna enters into each of these universes, not planet universes, as who? As who?
Super soul.
Not yet. He's entering the universes first.
Brahma?
Not yet. After Karana, the Kasai Vishnu releases the universes from his body. So Krishna enters into each of these universes and he lies down there. He fills the universe with perspiration. Somebody mentioned just now perspiration. That is called Garbhodaka ocean. So who is the Vishnu there?
Garbhodakasaya Vishnu.
Very good. Yeah, that is Garbhodakasai Vishnu. So this is super soul of creation. Okay. And then he enters here. He feels that the bottom of the universe with perspiration from his body. Okay. Then something comes out from his navel. What is that?
Lotus flower.
Lotus flower. So who's there in the lotus
Brahma.
flower?
Brahma.
Brahma. Lord Brahma.
Right. So I hope now you see the flow. Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and then from his navel comes the lotus flower, and Lord Brahma is created. And then Lord Brahma, with the instruction of Krishna, this in detail, the explanation is Bhagavatam, you can read. And then Lord Brahma starts the secondary creation. We call it secondary creation. Okay, can you see this all the little planets here? Okay, This is all our 14 planetary system, and Brahma is at the top. What's his loka called? He's at the
Brahmaloka.
Brahmaloka.
Yes, Brahma Loka or Satya Loka. Okay, and what else? At the at the at the border, okay, who is sitting there? The third Vishnu. Who is that?
Shurodakshayi
The
Vishnu.
Kushodakshayi Vishnu.
Yes, Shira. Shira means what?
Shiro.
What is that? Shiro. Yashoda, my mother, just now you mentioned.
Paramatma.
Okay, okay. Where is he lying on? He's also got an ocean.
Milk ocean.
Yeah, Shira means milk. Karana means causal ocean. Garbhodakasai Vishnu has Garbhodaka ocean. Shirodakasai Vishnu has Shiro ocean. Shira means milk. Okay, so whenever there's a problem or disturbance on the earth, all the devas, they go to Shirodakasai Vishnu, Narayana, to tell their plights. All right, okay, so that's how it goes. And what else? Did I miss anything? Yeah, so this is how the material creation has come about. Okay, so this one, all these posters I have done before, so I will not go into this, but you can see in the middle is us, Buloka. Okay, and the Lord is residing here at the bottom here. Okay, and then, oh yeah, okay, this is Shirodakasai Vishnu. He's at the milk ocean. Okay, and he enters each and every atom as Paramatma. So you can see here, we have super soul of creation, we have super soul of universe, and we have super soul of every living entity. So like this, Krishna gradually enters into material creation. Finally, he enters our heart. Super soul, I hope you all know, super soul is next to our spirit soul. So there's two souls like that. Okay, and this Lord Narayana, Shirodakasai Vishnu, he resides above the Satyaloka. Satyaloka means Brahmaloka. This is also called Shir Sagar. Sagar means ocean. Okay, so understand? Okay, this because I repeated this so many times, I didn't know whether you all have actually grasped the differences or not. I know in the beginning it was also very tough for me, so many words, so many terms, but you just need to understand the flow. Okay, Krishna, he started the creation, starting from Karanadakasai Vishnu, and then the universes come about, and he enters each of the universes, each of the eggs or universes as Garbhodakasai Vishnu. From there, Lord Brahma comes, and Lord Brahma started creating. At the above Satyaloka, Lord Shirodakasai Vishnu resides there, and he enters all our hearts as super soul of every living entity. Okay, so this is supported by this verse here. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated on a machine made of material energy. So Krishna is referring to us as the machine. We are made of material energy, but he is inside us. Okay, so moving on. Chapter 14, he's also said, it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, that I am the seed-giving father. So you can see how slowly we are coming into being. Okay, of course, the soul does not come into being. What I'm saying is how he, with the seed that he gives, he is impregnating the material nature, and all the living beings are created here. Okay, and so how are we going to find our satisfaction in this material world? Okay, so generally, if you want to flourish a tree, you don't go and pour water separately on the fruit, or the branch, or the leaf, or the flower. So where do you pour the water? To the root. So if you pour water to the root, then the whole plant will be nourished and flourished. Okay, so similarly for us, we want to eat, we cannot put the food inside our eyes, inside our ears, inside our nose. Just because we have holes all over here, we cannot put the food there. We have to put in the mouth, and it goes into the stomach. Okay, when this stomach is a central factory, so it's processed there, and everything is distributed to the relevant organs, parts and organs. So like that, we feed the stomach and every part gets the energy. Okay, for the tree, the root is the source. All right, so that's where you pour the water. For us, the stomach is the source. Okay, so for us, for the material world, where is the root? The root for all of us is the Supreme Lord. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is the story from Mahabharata. I'm really doubting if I can go to week 6. Okay, let's see how it goes. I don't think we can, so I'll just tell some story here. Anybody knows what story is this? Because it's really interesting to hear from you, so I really cannot discount anybody. So,
Is this the Achya Patram?
yeah, can
Yeah.
anybody tell the story? I wonder if any one of you are good storytellers. Who has good grasp of Mahabharata here? If anything missing, I will definitely come and tell. Anyone? We have senior devotees here, Indra Mataji, Jagadish Mataji, Prema Mataji, Saras Mataji, Prema Papu Mataji. I'm sure you also good.
Not me, Mataji, sorry.
Come on, Mataji, you're so humble.
I know a little bit, but I've forgotten a lot of stuff on it.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Definitely,
I'll
there's a lesson
just,
at the end. So if you can tell that also, then they really scored the goal.
this is something about when Krishna, Krishna, when Rama is doing his 14 years Manavasam.
No, Mataji,
Is it
this is
that one?
Mahabharata story.
Then I think I'm mixing it.
Okay, somebody is giving patram.
Yeah, but I know something like Patram. The one Muni will come to the ashram to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I suppose I've forgotten the characters lah.
Okay.
So the Muni will come to the ashram.
Okay.
So the people in ashram are supposed to give him food. So the Muni will say that, okay, I will go and take a shower myself up in the river, and then I will come back. So the people in the ashram, I think so. It's the Arjuna and everybody, right?
Yeah, it's Pandavas. Duruvasa Muni coming to visit the Pandavas.
Yes. Okay. Correct. Yeah. Okay. Then
You're doing good. You're doing good.
then what happened is that they don't have food. So they already finished eating it, because the Achya Patram, you must, once you finish it, you wash it and you put it upside down. That means for that day, the Patram won't give any more food. So what the lady, I think,
Draupadi, yeah.
Draupadi, yeah, she will finish everything up. She'll wash it and put it, she will put it upside down, done for today, But that's when the Muni came. So he's gone to wash himself up in the river, right? So she will be wondering, oh, how to give food, That's why Krishna or somebody will come and say, no, bring bring the patram. And there will be like one tiny grain of rice. Then he'll eat the rice. And back in the river, that Muni will feel very full, as though he have eaten like big feast like that. So you feel embarrassed to go back.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so embarrassed to go back, and they all will, without coming to the ashram, they will run away, so to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the story. Yes.
So what's the lesson, Mataji, if you would like to share also?
I believe the lesson is that even if you don't have anything, if you pray to the Lord, He will find a way to help us out. Yeah, so with one grain of we offered to Krishna, and the people, already full, as though they've eaten like a big feast, right? Yeah, maybe that's like.
Very nice, Mataji. You got all the points there. Okay, so this is, so I'll just add on if wherever there is little gap. Okay, Mataji covered everything. I'm just going to fill in little gap. This is Surya Dev. This is Yudhishthira. the first son of Queen Kunti. We'll minus out Karna, okay? So he's been given this pot. So this pot is a magical pot that will give a endless food supply. So it will give endless food supply until Draupadi will be the last person to eat and wash it, like Mataji said. Okay, after that, and this Duryodhana, he knows this Pandavas. This all happening when the Pandavas are exiled. Like Ajay Mataji also shared, they are exiled into the forest. Okay, so this is Duruvasa Muni. Duruvasa Muni is very famous for his temper. Duruvasa Muni, you have seen the King Ambarisha story, right? He got so angry because King Ambarisha, to him, he broke fast because King Ambarisha drank water before he comes back from his shower. And then he will, bring out a monster and try to kill him, and then Sudarshan Chakra come and chase him. And Sudarshan and Durvasa Muni will run here and there until King Ambarisha forgives him. So this is Duryodhana. Actually, Durvasa Muni will go to Duryodhana's palace first to have a nice feast. So here Duryodhana, because he's wealthy, right? He serves very nice, but he still has he's got this enmity towards the Pandavas, even though they're exiled there, they're so poor. And he say, why don't you go there also? Because he knows that now all the lunch have been done, Draupadi would have eaten and she would have washed the pot, and there will be no means for them to feed Durvasa Muni and his hundreds and thousands of disciples. So he wants Durvasa Muni to get angry with the Pandavas. So Durvasa Muni also went to see the Pandavas, and then he said, okay, I'm going to go and have a shower and come back, just like Tamari Mataji said. And when he was away, then the Pandavas were like thinking, what should I do? What should we do? We need to make a plan. This Durvasa Muni is going to come back, and there's no food here. Everybody's like so in distress, And then that's when Draupadi prayed, just like how she surrendered and prayed when she was being disrobed in the assembly, right? And Lord Krishna came and he said, go and bring the pot. And then there will be small tiny grain or leaf vegetable will be stuck there, and he will take that and he will eat it. And because all these brahmana, they actually live to please the Supreme Lord. Okay, because when Krishna eats it and he becomes full, so the brahmanas all the disciples of Durvasa Muni and Durvasa Muni, they all super full, like Mataji said, and they were so embarrassed to go back because they know, oh, this Yudhishthira and the Pandava, they would have prepared a grand feast for us. How are we going to go and not be able to eat? I think we are just going to go back like that, and they just leave that place without even coming back. So here, like remember earlier we said, to nourish a plant or tree, we're going to water the root, and to nourish our body, we need to feed our stomach, and to please the entire creation, all the living entities, the key is you can't go and please everybody. That is not possible. So there's only one way, one shortcut that we can do is to please the Lord. So when the Lord is pleased, when the Lord is happy, then the entire creation will be happy. So our life is to be based on that understanding. Okay, so that is called Krishna consciousness, right? The root for all of us is the Father. Like Krishna mentioned in the slokas earlier, right? I am the seed-giving Father. So like that, we need to please our Supreme Father. Then the whole world is satisfied. Then the whole world will have complete happiness. Okay, otherwise the material world will not give us happiness, because everybody running for their own happiness. Okay, and everybody running to satisfy our own senses. So if we divert that to satisfy Krishna's senses, then everybody will be satisfied. Okay, so we move to this one towards the end already. This is called ABCD of Krishna consciousness. I just want somebody to read for me, please. Jagadish Mataji, haven't heard you today.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay, ABCD of Krishna consciousness. A is actually attending programs, B book reading, C chanting Hare Krishna, and D devotee association and guidance.
All right, thank you, Mataji. So this is our ABCDs. We always try to remember this. Okay, you guys, you everybody are doing this already, attending programs, and I hope you are also doing book reading. I know Prema Papu Mataji is on second round of Bhagavad Gita, and if any one of you are also on the reading quest, if you are reading any small books or big books, please share. It will definitely inspire others. Okay. And of course, chanting Hare Krishna, like we had Saras Mataji and Prema Mataji shared, and how it has brought a lot of changes in them. Okay, and definitely D, we are all here inspiring, taking inspiration from each other. Devotee association and guidance, very important. Okay, like today I attended Sunday Feast Discourse after so long, and I felt so happy. It's totally a different visual, audio visual experience. It's really good. Okay, even though we can follow it online, but it's really a different ambience there. So I would like to encourage you all to start coming to temple on Sundays and attend the class and see. It's really nice. You will, it's not crowded like today. I don't know how many, but we really can follow the SOP 1 meter, no problem. So you just come, sit and attend the class, you take darshan, and then the prasadam will be packed and prepared outside, and you just pick it up and you can go back already. Okay, 10 o'clock all you can leave the temple already. We are not encouraged to sit around and chit chat, because SOP is still in place. Okay, so you just have to go and scan and everything. So that's normal. Okay, so I would like to request and encourage you all to attend the temple discourses. Okay. Okay, let's have somebody to read this. After this is just more of a reading. Wai Mataji, didn't hear from you too today.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Okay, dealings with the material world for spreading Krishna consciousness movement are spiritual, as long as one daily chant 16 rounds of Maha Mantra. In our preaching work, also we deal with so much property and money, and so many books bought and sold. But because these dealings all pertain to the Krishna consciousness movement, they should never be considered material. That one is absorbed in thoughts of such management does not mean that he is outside of Krishna consciousness. If one rigidly observes the regulative principle of chanting 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra every day, his dealings with the material world for the sake of spreading the Krishna consciousness movement are not different from the spiritual cultivation of Krishna consciousness.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. So here it is said that we are not going to totally renounce his material possessions. Okay, we are going to engage them in Krishna's service. Okay, so it will never be considered as material. All right, so because we also have property and money. So recently I read something on Prabhupada. There was an interview. Interviewer was asking Prabhupada, so you are preaching about God consciousness and everything, but how come you are coming in Rolls Royce and you're staying in that I think it's a Hilton, Hong Kong Hilton. And then Prabhupada said, I'm not attached to it. Okay, of course I also can be sitting under the tree as a ordinary renunciate, but if I invite all of you journalists to come and have press conference under the tree, would you come? And then everybody laughed. So it doesn't matter whether he's coming on a Rolls Royce or staying in a 5-star hotel or whatever, but all that he's doing is to please Krishna. Everything is engaged in Krishna. Everything is being used as instrument, nimitta matram. Krishna said, you are an instrument in my mission. Krishna will tell Arjuna in the chapter 11, I already put them to death. Okay, I'm just going to use you as instrument, so you just perform this as a devotional service. So like this, we can use a lot of material equipments, material things in Krishna service. Like we also using Zoom and laptop and everything. Definitely it's material. But what are we using it for? To share Krishna Katha, Krishna philosophies, spiritual things. Okay, so in that way, the existence of these material elements, these are purified. Okay, of course, there is a stress here mentioned about chanting of 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra. So it's good that some of you are regularly chanting couple of rounds, a few rounds. So it's important to keep it steady and then gradually you increase. Okay, so thank you, Mataji. Preaching is the essence. Okay, who else have not read that today? Anybody would like to volunteer? Mataji. Kajai Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Saras Mataji, you want to go?
Saras Mataji.
It's okay, Mataji. You can go.
Okay, sure. Sharing is caring. One should not give up anything that can be utilized in the service of the Lord. That is the secret of devotional service. Anything that can be utilized in advancing Krishna consciousness and devotional service should be accepted. For instance, we are using many machines for the advancement of our present Krishna consciousness movement. Machines like typewriters, dictating machines, tape recorders, microphones, and airplanes. Sometimes people ask us, why are you utilizing material products if you condemn the advancement of material civilization? But actually, we do not condemn. We simply ask people to do whatever they are doing in Krishna consciousness. This is the same principle on which, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna advised Arjuna to utilize his fighting abilities in devotional service. Similarly, we are utilizing these machines for Krishna service. With such sentiment for Krishna or Krishna consciousness, we can accept everything. If the typewriter can be utilized for advancing our Krishna consciousness movement, we must accept it. Similarly, the dictating machine or any other machine must be used. Our vision is that Krishna is everything. Krishna is the cause and effect, and nothing belongs to us. Krishna's things must be used in the service of Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So, like I mentioned earlier, the scientists are doing all kind of experiments and discoveries using the instruments from this material world, which is given by the Supreme Lord. So, this explanation I also given already. So, if you just wondering what is this dictating machine, Prabhupada sometimes he uses typewriter to write his books. Sometimes he will speak to a machine, and then the disciples will type it out. So that is dictating machine. So now we have voice recorders, right? So at that time, Prabhupada was using dictating machine. He calls it dictating machines. I think so. Yeah, and then tape recorders, microphones, airplanes. So all these Prabhupada engaged fully for his service. Okay. Yeah, there's a question here. Similarly, car to go temples. Yes, you have a car, use it for the service or transport devotees, send groceries to the temple, send flowers to the temple. I remember when I was starting off and I was very new, I just got my car and then I was into flower decoration. My car always full with flowers and all the leaves and branches and everything. So my car was so lucky. Now I don't have the car anymore. Okay, so that's how we use that. Sravanam. Okay, one video here, yeah.
We think we are enjoying, but we are suffering like that. And because we cannot understand what is suffering, suffering there is, sometimes we come to understand, but we are accepting this suffering as enjoy. A man is working very hard, whole day. This is not enjoyment. You have got a car, but you are running at 70 miles speed, going to your business, and there you are earning hundreds and thousands of dollars. So you are thinking that you are enjoying, but this labor is suffering, you forget. And in order to forget this suffering, then I take to wine, take to this, take to that, to forget this suffering. So actually we are suffering, but we are accepting it as enjoying. This is called illusion. Anyone is very much sensuous, very much attached to sense gratification, they are called demons. And those persons who do not indulge in sense gratification, but utilize this body or this life or God realization, Krishna realization, they are called gods. There are two classes of demon and God. Those who are engaged in God consciousness, they are not God but godly. And those who are not, because this human life is meant for this purpose, forgetting our Father, forgetting our God. We are criminal within this material world. Therefore, our only business is how to get out of this prison house and go back to home, back to God.
All right, so we covered that. So it's very nice. Prabhupada has put that all in perspective now and concluded our session for today. Okay, so thank you so much. And I would like to thank everybody here for reverting to me on your numbers of ghee lamp offerings. So if there's anybody have missed out, haven't given me the numbers, please let me know. If you have given it to other people, if you have other friends like Indra Mataji given to Rati Gopika Mataji, I think another person also given to Rati Gopika Mataji, so that is fine, like Kanti Mataji, yeah. So it's okay because eventually we will consolidate all the numbers as one report. So those who have not sent, please send to me. The due date is tomorrow. So if you can send to me, then I can pass it on. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for your involvement in Damodara month. And thanks for coming. Kadya Mataji, Krishna. Okay, so any questions, Matajis?
Mataji, could you share the video of the heaven on earth because I missed it today?
Okay, can I share it in the group?
Yes,
Yes, can Mataji.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, and the